Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of our little podcast here. Joining us here today, Joe.
What's up guys? My name's Joe. I'm going to be talking about the No Man's Sky update today, called Next.
And of course, here, in the other corner, don't know why I always say that like it's a fight or something, Ralph. Ralph hates No Man's Sky, and he hates Joe for liking it and talking about it. And they're going to fight.
I actually really love No Man's Sky. But yeah, no, my name's Ralph, and I'm going to be talking about the Reddit groups who've recently been getting people fired from their jobs.
Brilliant. And I'm going to kind of chip in on that and also tell you a little story about Dan Harmon and something he may or may not have done. Well,
he did do.
Something he definitely did do because it's on camera.
And there's definitely proof.
I said may or may not just for legal reasons.
In that case, please never be my lawyer.
Also, Ralph, unless you want one of those Reddit groups to come after you, you might want to call them subreddits. Because they're going to be salty,
I apologise. Those subreddit groups, or as I'm calling them after this month of fuck-ups, those bastards.
There's going to be a lot of rage in this podcast. If you can tell.
Yeah, it's going to be an angry one. But up.
Yeah.
But up. Now that we've got the intro out of the way, up next is Joe with that No Man's Sky update.
No Man's Sky update. Wow. So, it's going really terribly so far. In classic Hello Games fashion.
So it's more of a downgrade.
Yeah. So they've updated it for consoles, of course. They were in priority, which were late, I think, a little bit. The Xbox one was late, but to be fair, the Xbox was like the original launch on Xbox, so I can cut them a little bit of slack. But yeah, it's still not out on the PC, and it's kind of Steam's fault, to be honest. Not really Hello Games, but they should have also known that Steam has a release schedule and you can't really just slap it up whenever you want.
Yeah.
So basically, if you go on the Steam database, which is what me and a lot of other excited people are doing, it shows you that they have actually put the update onto Steam, but it's not released to the public yet. So basically, the way Steam does it is like, it has a public version, an internal version, which is like a private one that, isn't public, an experimental version, and like an old build version sort of thing. Sure. And only the public one's available, obviously, unless you have like a special key or whatever, or like
you're
code.
Like a streamer or a dev.
Yeah, so so it says on Steam database that the internal was updated about 2 hours ago at this stage, but the public one was updated 10 months ago. So, well, one, they've not had an update for 10 months, which is kind of embarrassing.
Jesus,
and
really?
two, yeah, it's not live. So a lot of people are mad because, we were all so buzzing for this and they really built the hype again and they knew they were doing it and now it's not working. And now people are really sad. Especially the people that were already really dedicated to No Man's Sky. So it's like...
Yeah, it feels like a poorly planned delay.
Yeah.
But no, what is supposed to be in this big old funky update?
Yeah, so on the bright side, it sounds amazing. So, biggest part of it, the hugest, biggest, craziest, best part of it, is that it's multiplayer now.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, that's in this update. Are you sure it's this update, though?
Yes.
Yes.
You're asking the person who's talking about it if they're sure. If it's,
I was skimming over their bloody page the other day there, though, because they were, I think, what was it? They were parading around the update even back then. Like, we're talking 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, no, they've been hyping this thing up for like months and months and months.
Yeah. They released a trailer for it like a week ago, just over that.
I see.
Yeah, so, and they're adding third person. And they're doing a graphical overhaul, and they're letting you command fleets of ships to go and do like gather resources, scout out galaxies, and it's pretty cool. It's cool stuff. You have to be very rich for that, but
Yeah.
Now you can get rich 3 times as fast with your 3 other buddies. Well, 4 times as No, 3 times as fast.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
that's how that
share
works.
like income then, or like loot and
Well,
stuff?
no, but like if you all work together,
Sure,
like
sure,
that's
of course.
kind of the.
Yeah, to like complete missions and stuff.
I mean, you don't have to work together, but like, I don't know. I feel like the PvP won't really have any incentive, and you'll just be with your friends. So realistically, they say like, join up or kill each other. Well, they don't say it like that, but it's like kind of like you can do either. But let's be real. Like, no one's actually. It's not gonna be worth killing each other. Like, maybe you'll do it as a joke, like a couple of times.
Yeah,
You
no,
never
man,
know.
But then you'll be like, I think I do.
What if there's like an incentive to kill other players?
I don't think there is. Like, people have had their hands on it, and it seems that like if you die, you just respawn further away on the planet, which just sounds annoying more than anything else.
So it's not ideal for like having big massive battles where you die over.
Well, I don't know. I think there's a
No,
limit on the amount of people you can have in a world anyway.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's
then-
like a co-op, not multiplayer. But I mean, co-op is multiplayer. But you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like 4 people co-op, sort of. That's what it looks like at the moment.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm
and
not
No Man's
100%.
Sky has never really been a game about, enacting violence or fighting big
Yeah,
battles.
the combat's not the best.
It's not the best. It's it's an exploration game. It's a base building game, an exploration game. It's not really designed for you to.
Money-making game with
Fuck
your
yeah.
farm and your workers and your base and
I'm
commerce.
looking forward to going back to my sweet farm and my snow mountain base. It's been like
Yeah.
It's probably been about 10 months, funnily enough, since I was there.
Yeah, that update, yeah. That's the other big change. You can build bases literally like anywhere now. Like there's like a few exceptions, I think, but you can build on mountains, underwater, just everywhere basically. That you
cool.
like you see somewhere you're like, yeah, I want to build there. You can.
Yeah,
Which is always nice.
That makes me very excited. Like,
It's exciting times, and they added like 70 new pieces or something like
now
that.
that makes me very excited.
Yeah.
It's slowly becoming the game that they promised, which is
Pretty
Well, yeah,
much.
it's like this update and the previous updates. It's like where it's at now. It's like the reason it's getting so much hype is because it's like this is the game we wanted, like all that time ago, like all those 2 years ago or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
it was,
game
like,
all
it's
the
2 years.
adverts promised us 2 years ago, which never existed.
yeah.
Yeah, not just the advert, the dev.
Yeah,
Sean
the
Murray.
devs. Yeah.
Sean Murray, rip in peace.
Yeah. Well, there's
who
been
has
a
been
lot of
tweeting
debates
today,
though, like what they actually did promise in the first place.
Oh, they definitely promised seeing other players, and that
Yeah.
definitely wasn't in the game. So
Yeah, the multiplayer
Straight
stuff
off the
was
bat.
definitely in there. So yeah, 2 years to actually fucking bring in what was supposed to be a main feature is pretty ridiculous.
yeah, it's like and like multiplayer changes the game completely. You can't just like go, oh yeah, there's like you can see someone, but like you can't. But we're saying you can, so you buy our game.
It also
Yeah.
with all the other additional updates that we've added, feels like a pretty solid game for it. Like obviously because
Yeah.
of games like Minecraft, we know that base building just works in multiplayer. It's a
Yeah.
fun thing to do with your friends.
Resource gathering and
Yeah.
Yeah,
base
absolutely.
building.
And then they've obviously got spaceships that you can fly around in, so you could probably have some
Hell yeah.
some cool races or like dogfights in those. They've
photo mode time.
I fucking
Yay.
man, can I be the group photographer?
Yeah, I think the way photo mode works is just the same way as single player, but like obviously the other people won't get pulled in. So like it'll freeze everything for you, but not for everyone else. I'm not 100% sure how that
Yeah,
works.
yeah, because otherwise it'd be just quite annoying to always have somebody clicking on photo mode and pausing
Yeah.
the game for everyone. But no,
Yeah.
I really hope you can get everyone to line up and do a cool pose.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, because I played No Man's Sky when I bought it like yesterday or whatever. I played it and like I wanted to take a picture of my dude, but my dude doesn't exist in
Yeah.
in photo mode. But they do now because you get character customization and
Oh.
you can do silly poses and go in photo mode and take pictures of that.
Yes.
Or epic ones. It's kind of depends on the kind of person you are and how you're feeling that day.
Yeah, no Man's Sky, just from like how that game, that game has a very like pulpy, colourful art style,
Yeah.
and then because of all the procedural generation, you're constantly finding pretty amazing places.
Yeah.
It's like, man, yeah, I've lost so many hours in that game just walking around taking screenshots. 'Cause it's,
Screenshots. Yeah.
like,
Totally.
when that game clicks, it's fucking beautiful.
It is. It's amazing. And that's why the graphical overhaul is going to be amazing, because one of my biggest gripes with it when I was playing was the anti-aliasing in that game is the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It just smudges. It's one of those ones where, like, but like it doesn't even have an option where it doesn't smudge. Literally, even the best option just smudges, and it's gross. And I hate it.
Yeah.
But it seems from the trailers that it looks good. It's like, oh, they fixed it, I think.
Yeah, they've changed the style of it. I'm pretty sure they used temporal anti-aliasing, which is where that smudginess comes in from.
Yeah, they did.
Whereas, they've now realised that it's fucking 2018, and we can actually have decent looking video games.
The draw
now.
distance was pretty big as well. They've added like the distance where like grass fades out and stuff. They've extended that by a lot.
Okay,
so
that's good.
That's important because like I did notice. It's pretty apparent when you're playing the game, but I feel like it didn't bother me too much. But like it's a nice change. It definitely adds to the game.
Yeah, like it's always had technical issues, but I've always kind of forgiven it for that. Like because it's a super small team, but then also it's generating an entire universe like at random. Like I kind of understand that maybe that's kind of difficult to do. So yeah, if it got a bit hitchy, I was like, nah, it's just loading in a planet. I'm not going to be angry at it for having to take its time doing that.
Fair enough. It seems like the type of game that is could really benefit from mod support. I mean,
it has loads of mods.
Really?
Loads and loads of mods.
Yeah, they are, unofficial stuff through like Nexus mods, but
yes.
Oh, I see. It's not on the actual Steam,
well, I mean,
workshop.
that's most mods. I think like Bethesda's probably one of the only, like Skyrim and Fallout are probably some of the only games with actual built-in mod menus or like mod.
Yeah, no, like those games definitely like built it in because they just understood very quickly how important that was. But I mean, like even like other games that came out recently, like Wreckfest has mod support built into the Steam Workshop, and like even though most all mods are done unofficially outside.
Oh,
of the company,
you mean Steam Workshop? Okay.
Yeah, but there's something a bit more. There's something a bit more official in a weird way.
It's easier on Steam, but it's definitely like I don't know. They don't get updated as often. It's more annoying for the people that make the mods to upload them and manage them, so they don't update them as often because they're more lazy about it. And then like if you get what is it called? When two mods don't like each other, you get an issue, an error. Doing that through Steam is terrible. There's no easy way to do it. You'd literally have to like tick them all off one by one, which would be horrible. But on Nexus, it's a lot easier. So I feel like if you're gonna mod a game, I feel like you're gonna have to like it a lot to start with. So I don't know.
Of course,
either like it a lot or fucking hate it. Want to try and
or
make it
or
better.
you really want to like it. Yeah.
There you go. Or you're like, in Skyrim the Nords aren't pretty enough. I need to get the mod that makes the Nords prettier.
I need to make them more anime. I need to make these Nords more anime.
I need more anime in my Skyrim.
Yeah.
I would be way fucking down for whatever the next update we're working on for No Man's Sky to just be the anime update. Just start throwing in some Gundam, start getting some mechs.
Gundam would suit that game though. I think they should add stuff like that. I mean, if they've added in, I don't know if this was even in the game before. So the Sentinels and stuff. You've played the game more than I have. Can you get like a star rating with those? You can, right? It's sort of like GTA's star rating in a way. Did the big like walker things, were they in the game before? Because like they were in the trailer and they looked really cool.
They were. They didn't show up that often. And they were they're like the equivalent of having like helicopters come after you in GTA.
Yeah. They look really cool in the next trailer. I don't know if they changed them at all.
I think they have switched their design a bit. I was kind of hoping that they would be like a new enemy because the actual like Sentinels, the like robots who patrol the universe for spoiler reasons, like there's only 3 of them. You've got like the little floaty orbs, the ones that look like dogs, who are actually kind of fucking cool, and then the big walker dudes. But I'm hoping that they keep adding more and more of those.
Yeah, because they are cool. They are.
Do you think the combat system in the game is something that could be reworked and potentially great?
I mean,
I don't think they want it to be the focus at all.
No.
I think it'll never be great ever, because I feel like that would almost take away from it. It's like one of those games where you're not really supposed to try and kill things. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's not exactly. I don't want to call it an RPG, because it's not like, I don't know. I saw some people calling it like, or referencing it as an RPG. It's not like a.
It has elements.
I don't think it really does, though.
It has characterization, Joe. It has character customization now.
Yeah, but like that's, I don't know. You're not like, I guess you're playing your character, but you're not like I don't know. I hate calling it an RPG, because it's just not like,
No,
to me
it's got like a little sprinkling of RPG thrown on it,
and also the customization just got added. Like, it's not, and that's only because it's multiplayer, not because
in the last update, the Atlas update, which basically reworked a huge chunk of the game's storyline.
Yeah,
you do get some like choice stuff in that, but nothing. Nothing on the scale of, a Baldur's Gate or anything like that.
Oh yeah, no, not even close.
But no, I'm super excited for it. And are we going to try and like record a video with it at some point?
Yeah, I think we'll probably do some content on it.
Yeah,
I think that is a definitely a possible thing that could be happening.
Some sweet content.
Yeah, because it's cool, and we can play it together, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. It'll be fun if it actually gets released, which I'm still waiting for.
Hopefully it's
so
not too buggy
Steam
or anything either.
Hello Games.
They've been pretty good with their ups. Like even though their updates take months and months and months apart, they do a really fucking good job of making sure that they catch like as many little bugs as they can. Like, they've been very good about updating and fixing technical difficulties, and you can tell that they playtest the shit out of the updates. Like, they've learned their lesson.
They hand it out to lots of people as well. There was actually some leaked gameplay. Someone got their hands on an unlisted video and basically recorded it and publicized it on YouTube. So they definitely like hand it out to a lot of people that probably know what they're doing with games and can help them, fix any obvious bugs. But like, I don't know, like every game has its bugs. Well, not every game, but every sandbox game that's procedurally generated and so open like that is bound to have some sort of bug.
There's definitely some weirdness in that game. But again, with the procedural stuff, the thing that I do quite like about finding the odd little like buggy things in No Man's Sky is that my brain just kind of writes it and goes, "This is just a weird part of this universe." Like, yeah, there's this animal can just walk through walls. That's just what happens on this planet.
God, I have seen some of the glitches in the game round about the launch, and it was pretty hilarious. Just seeing entire spaceships phase into mountains.
Yeah, it's real fucking funny unless you bought that game, pre-ordered it, and you're super excited for it.
In fairness, the game sold itself though. Just this promise of it being like this endless, massive world that you could explore with your friends, and I don't think the official numbers were ever released, but it has sort of the unofficial rumblings after the launch were that it was the most refunded game ever. I mean, like Steam had to rewrite their refund policies and make exceptions for that game.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking nuts. Yeah, like a lot of people were pretty angry about it and gave their money back.
Well, it just didn't have features that were promised in it in the base game.
Yeah,
there should definitely be
marketing.
tighter regulations on false advertisement around games and stuff like that. Because I know it's kind of rare. It's not like the most common thing. But obviously with the E3 controversies over the years, like Watch Dogs, No Man's Sky.
There's a couple of things about Todd Howard saying shit that turns out not to be true, but I think Bethesda have a good track history, so a lot of people overlook that. Again.
No, when No Man's Sky did come out, the EU did end up enforcing new regulation laws, and so did like the PEGI rating system, and they definitely clamped down a lot of that
really
stuff.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
because
the
government are having to
that makes sense.
It's almost as if EA should have looked at this and realised that if you piss off consumers, governments might get involved and tell you that you're doing something a bit wrong.
It's EA though. They'll always try their hand at making more money, whether it's, I don't know, fucking over us or, I don't know, the rest of the government or government? I mean, they don't care though. I mean, even after what was it, like they came down on Battlefront 2. I always get them mixed up. Jesus Christ. I mean, they're still going to try and make as much money out of microtransactions or God knows what. Even going as far as to rebrand, what was it, Battlefield 5's loot boxes. Aren't they called, like, what was it? Oh, what's the fucking word? Thingy drops.
Yeah, they'll just rebrand that stuff. But that's actually something, especially with this update, but I think we should all kind of give Hello Games a little pat on the back for, is not actually like fucking people over and actually learning their lesson and doing what they can for like 2 years. 2 years they've spent basically.
I mean, it's like
trying
their baby though. I feel like if they made another game, it wouldn't have sold because of their reputation.
Oh no.
So like, it's like, oh yeah, they're heroes. They kept working on it. It's like, yeah, but if they tried anything else, it would have failed miserably. And like, so yeah, it's like respectable, but it's also like, I mean, they had no.
The damage is already done though. Essentially,
it was either like continue working on No Man's Sky or close company and try and move on in life and try something else.
I mean the latter option isn't so bad, especially after how bad the launch was and how angry people
I guess were. But they definitely made enough money. Even I know they had a lot of refunds, but they still made enough money to continue developing it, especially with the £40 asking price for that game.
That's funny, Joe. Is there something about the £40 asking price that you're upset about?
Yeah, no, they put it on sale just now, like for some reason, maybe because it's late, the update, but like, I've already bought it and I played 5 hours of it.
You can't refund it?
No.
Sad times.
You should have done what I did and bought it the day it launched for £40, and then that way you were never cheated or upset by that company.
Yeah, not at all.
But no,
anyway,
it sounds fucking awesome.
It looks juicy. I like it.
That's about it. There's also little hints that people have managed to dig up in the patch notes, which could be kind of exciting. Like they've in the patch notes, there are little hints that the next version of the game is going to bring in a bunch of like new mission types, like weekly events, which is a pretty smart thing to do since they've now made it.
That would get everyone on. Yeah.
Yeah, keep you hooked.
It's like, oh guys, we've got our weekly today. Like, yeah, let's go on, see what's going on. That sort of thing. I like that.
But I mean, just from an outsider's point of view, is it the type of game you could see yourself playing for like weeks on end without getting bored?
Yes.
No, definitely.
To put it, okay, so I'd probably play it like, I wouldn't sit there and play it all day. Yeah, when it first comes out, I'll probably do that. But I feel like it'll be one of those games that we play, or since I play like a lot of competitive games and stuff, I'd play it in the downtime. So like if we've just gone through like a heavy session of something like Siege or League of Legends or whatever, be like, oh okay, let's just hop on No Man's Sky and we just chill, base build for like a couple of hours and then switch back. I feel like No Man's Sky I'm gonna get like at least 70 hours out of. But I think it's going to be more than that over time.
Yeah, no, I can tell you through personal experience that I've got at least 173 hours out of it.
What? Really?
It's definitely the downtime game. Like I would really quite often just listen to a podcast and then play it for a couple of hours. Because it's got that good loop of you go out, you get some resources, you explore for a bit, and then you come
add
back
on to your base.
Yeah, come back and add onto your base. It's got like a pretty good natural loop
take
built
some
into
photos.
I take so many photographs. I take so many.
It's definitely got that to it. And like the state it's in now when I played it, I definitely I was sat there like I'd probably get like 40 hours out of this. But obviously with all the changes coming, that's when I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm really going to play this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I can see us all like hopping on if, you know, a friend of ours is like, hey, I just don't know where to find this resource. I don't know how to build this part of my base. And
Yeah.
I can see some cool, fun little cooperative fun times coming out of it.
Exciting.
Or I'm just going to run into Joe's base, knock it down, and build a giant penis.
Kamikaze it.
Fuck it. No, I'm going to steal his resources, but I'm going to add them onto my base.
No.
Then I'm going to have a double base.
No.
So it's just going to become Rust or something like that.
I'm going to build an entire city world.
And then I'm going to blow all of it up and take a photo in photo mode of me standing there smug.
Oh, no.
I really want to play the Gek. You know the Gek?
Yeah,
Oh, they look
little dudes.
hilarious. They look hilarious. I really want to play Gek. That was like one of my biggest things. It's funny because they know as well. It was in the trailer. The very last shot is just like a close up of the Gek, like zooming out, and I'm like, yes, I want to play that guy so bad.
Play as the little frog man.
Yeah, no, that's me. It's like when we played Vermintide. Like I want to play the
You
dwarf.
want to play as the dwarf?
Yeah, they just they remind me of dwarfs in a weird way. The way they run and their height and stuff. It's just...
Oh, that's brilliant.
And they're obviously they're not like the main race of the world. They're just gonna. Well, I think actually they're quite important.
Yeah. They're like one of the three main alien species in that game.
Yeah. So, but I definitely want to play one. They
are the hyper capitalists of that
yeah,
universe.
they do anything to make money.
Yeah. Oh,
And
the
a lot
lore
of
in that
people
game is so fucking good.
Yeah, it seems cool. Cool.
It's so fucking good, man. Like, just I could go on about the lore for ages. I don't think they've added anything new in this update, but
Probably
man,
not.
if
They're focusing
they...
more on gameplay, I guess.
Yeah,
in this
absolutely. But yeah, that seems to be they like focus on gameplay, then they switch to story, switch to gameplay, switch to story. So hopefully the next one's got some story stuff in it.
Story
'cause
stuff, yeah.
the writing in that game is like actually pretty fucking solid.
That's cool.
I want to
Anyway.
learn more about the weird toad men.
Yeah. No Man's Sky, everyone.
I
The
just
update will
sorry.
be up. The update will be available, I'm sure, by the time this goes up. And I will be playing it. And if you own it, you should definitely try it too. If you don't own it, it's on sale. Maybe not for much longer. So it's up to you if you want to dive in the deep end and go for it or not.
I
It's
recommend
worth
it.
I also recommend it, but don't feel pressured to buy it, especially if none of your friends are playing it. That would be kind of sad.
Fuck your
Anyway.
friends, buy the game.
Anyway, yeah. What were you guys talking about again? What are we moving on to?
Well, I have a segue.
You have a segue.
Yeah, so this references something Joe said a few minutes ago, so cast your ears back, dear listener. Speaking of weird alien toad men, I've been reading a lot about all the controversy with the subreddits this week.
Give her
Nice.
a prize.
Take that, subreddit, you bastards.
Yeah. Which subreddits? Do you actually have names? Are you naming and shaming?
Oh.
Yes.
No, they'll come after you, Ralph. No.
Yeah,
don't.
no, you shouldn't.
Nah, man,
you shouldn't
fuck
name
'em.
and shame. Oh, you're
Fuck 'em.
naming
They'll,
and shaming.
they'll like swat you or whatever they do.
Nah, man. Kotaku in action. Fuck you. You're terrible. There, I've said it.
It's over.
You're fucking terrible.
It's
Fucking-
nice. It's nice knowing you, Ralph. it's
Fucking
been a privilege.
no, don't worry. They won't come after me because I'm not a woman. fucking Mike Gurnovich. Fuck you. You're also a terrible person. While I'm here, fuck you, Dave.
Are you just gonna go through like everyone you hate in life? Have you got like a list prepared?
Yeah,
As well
fuck-
as the subreddits.
Yeah, fuck you, Mrs. Brockett. That test was definitely an A.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and fuck you, Mum. I paid good money for that weed.
Oh, nice.
No, so like on like July 3rd, July 4th, this kind of month-long shitstorm started off when a writer named Jessica Price, who works on Guild Wars 2, you know, the big MMO that's like an alternative to World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's cool.
she's like one of the many writers on this game, does quest lines, all that kind of stuff. And outside of her work, she quite often on like Twitter and Reddit hosts like open forums where she will talk about what it's like to write for a video game, what are the challenges of working in an MMO, kind of open discussion type of stuff. And so she posted this kind of pretty lengthy Twitter thread about how it's basically impossible to have like narrative choice in an MMO, or like, multi-branching dialogue trees.
Yeah.
And a streamer who is partnered with ArenaNet, who are the company who make Guild Wars, basically stepped in and said, "Oh, well, no, I think you're wrong. Here's the issues with it. It's nothing to do with MMOs. It's to do with how the game's written." And she basically like tweeted back and said, not directly to him, but just like, I'm sick of rando asshats, and the next one who tells me how to do my job is gonna get insta blocked.
Oh, okay, that's a bit like. I mean, I don't know why they needed to chip in the first place and say, hey, it's not because of this reason, it's because of this reason.
Yeah, well, like him. I mean, it was.
Well, it's open discussion.
It
so
was an
like,
open discussion,
yeah,
but like him at the beginning of it, she the opening of the open discussion that she posted was, "I want to talk. Hey, I haven't talked with developers about this." So it was very much seemed like it wanted to be a conversation amongst people who made video games.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but you can't like have an open forum and exclude people's opinions. Like that's ridiculous.
Oh no, totally. But the things that the guy was talking about were like, like video game 101 type shit. Like it's the kind of stuff that like your average Joe would have picked up. And she might not have been aiming it directly at him. She kind of went on to explain that she's just fucking sick and tired of having people just like tell her how to do her job.
Yeah, of
which
course.
which is kind of fair. And as that happened, a colleague of hers stepped in and basically just said like, "Hey, this can be quite annoying." He wasn't like being advantageous or anything, and some people got a bit angry about this on the Guild Wars Reddit. They started to post about how they were, being disrespected by the people who made the game and that they wouldn't stand up for this. And later that evening, Jessica Price and her colleague were then both fired.
Oh, the colleague as well?
Yeah, the colleague as well, even though he'd posted like a tweet that was less than like 5 words long and was basically just saying, "Nah, this is kind of annoying."
Yeah.
And it turns out that the CEO of the company, whose name is Mike O'Brien, who's the president of the company, he pulled her in and basically said like, "Don't disrespect streamer partners of our company." They then released a statement saying, we don't stand up for people attacking our community, and they were fired, which feels like a bit extreme.
It was definitely extreme.
Like, what happens if they were trolling or something? If it was just jokes?
Well, that's even worse. That would be worse. Actually.
That's even worse if they can't like fucking tell if it's a joke or something. But
well, no, it's worse if they were trolling. Like you can't troll like that on the. I don't know. I feel like
people
this is a bit of a a gray area. Yeah, but they shouldn't. Like, that's
people, of course. Well, but people.
Wait,
wait,
who are you talking about?
Just people online. They'll like if they
okay.
I thought you were talking about.
Someone... I thought you were talking about the woman. What's her name?
No.
No.
Jessica Price.
I thought you meant if she was trolling.
No.
That would be terrible.
Oh, that would be fucked up.
Yeah,
certainly.
Right. So. Yeah, I don't know. This is a grey area to me because you shouldn't I don't know. As someone in that position, you should know that you can't just talk to someone like that. I don't know. I feel like the way she worded that was very bad. You can express like displeasure with something without being so much of a. I don't know. It was so aggressive. Like I don't know. I know she used the word ass hats, but like it's still like you don't need to. It was definitely I'm mad in the moment kind of tweet or post, which you can't really do when you work in an established company.
When you represent that company.
Yeah, you're representing the company when you're talking about the work you do for them. Like, I don't know, it's...
Well, so, like, I kind of agree with that, but the discussion she was having wasn't about the Guild Wars game. It was just about like writing in general.
Yeah, but that's who she works for. That's like saying, oh, if I
right, yeah,
played football for so and so club, and then I said I was talking about playing football. I still represent that club. It's not like, I don't know. And like if I still don't get, like, if you're on an open forum on the internet, no matter what you're talking about, if it's open and anyone can post in it, you can't react harshly to someone like that because of their opinion.
You'll always have quote unquote ass hats.
Yeah, it's an opinion, whether you agree with it or not, or the majority of people agree with it or not. Like, you can't just react like that. I don't know.
You should always.
I'm not saying she should have gotten fired. Okay, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying she shouldn't have done that, but she shouldn't have been fired for it. But
no, not at all. I think that was a step too far.
Especially not the other dude who was like, yeah it's annoying. Because that's his opinion. It's like, yeah, it's annoying. He wasn't a dick about it. He was just like, yeah, it's annoying. You know, it's like, I'll see you later, dude.
Almost like the voice of reason, and even he was shafted out.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty substantial overreaction, especially considering, and this is the part of it which is a bit kind of like, oh, wait, what? Like, none of the people complaining on Reddit were like campaigning for anything.
They weren't like, they weren't calling for her head or for her to even be fired.
Like, they were calling for her head. Like, they were saying, hey, we don't like this person.
They wanted an apology at least, but
at the very least an apology. But like, they weren't like threatening to boycott. They weren't like threatening to not buy the game or to stop playing it. They were just saying like, oh, we don't like what your employee has done.
See, the weird thing is, I don't think this will affect the game at all, because the people that are talking about it, like us, we don't play the game anyway. I don't. This will die out very fast. Like, I hadn't even heard of it, so
same here.
It will definitely die out, and nothing will come of it. Unfortunately, that's kind of what happens with these things, unless it's like really mainstream, like some stuff we're going to be talking about soon. These companies usually get away with that because it's so, I don't know.
I mean, it's you know, it's been on, you know, a whole host of video game websites and podcasts, you know, like all
it will still get away with it though, Ralph. I'm sorry. Like, the general market is what these companies are looking for, and like people that use those sites are not necessarily the general market. Like, I don't know, if people like me and Aaron who play video games on the regular haven't heard of it just because we don't like look at a certain site, that means
I mean like it's you know, like IGN have reported on it, GameSpot, fucking, like, you know, Kotaku, Polygon, like all of, like, Game Informer, like all of the big sites and have talked about it.
Yeah,
like,
but they talk about a lot of things on the daily. Like, I don't know, I just don't think this will affect the company enough for them to care at all, unfortunately.
I wonder what could possibly come of it, though. Like, if it is still to I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course these companies report on it because that's their job, but it doesn't mean that it'll stay relevant or actually have an effect.
It's already having an impact because less than like a couple of days after it happened, various video game unions and managing bodies and, you know, rating systems, you know, same thing as No Man's Sky. A lot of the kind of bureaucratic bodies who look over the industry stepped in and have demanded that companies are very much way more open about what their policies are and what it is acceptable to fire somebody for.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well, that affected the industry. It didn't affect the company. I think that's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying it didn't affect anything. I'm just saying that company will not suffer financially from this whatsoever.
I can see them kind of putting a few people off, maybe.
But I don't think Guild Wars is like one of those games that's still getting a lot of new players, and I think a lot of the players that play it now really like the game, and they're not just going to stop what is an MMO, and they've put a lot of time into because of one controversy. Like, I don't know.
No. Like, it probably won't, like, in terms of like finances and all that kind of stuff, it won't affect them. But I think it does kind of set a bit of a dangerous precedent. What's that word?
I think you were right.
Precedent. It's not president, but it's precedent.
Oh yeah,
precedent.
Shit, that's the word. Yeah. It sets a bad precedent. Thank you, Joe, for like other companies, and I think it kind of perhaps gave some of these Reddit communities a little bit of a endorsement in a way. of their ability to like affect companies and workplaces because later on this month, James Gunn got fired from Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy because of a few jokes he had made like 10 years ago.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
well,
that's
this links in a lot to YouTube as well. A lot of YouTubers get called out for stuff like this on the daily.
Yeah,
people dig into their old Twitters and go like, look at what you said all this time ago.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, it's an argument because like, I don't know, like they meant you change in 10 years, but then I guess you have to take into account like the person's age and stuff as well, because obviously.
I mean, not just that, but like societal changes. Like 10 years ago, you could fucking say some pretty horrible shit, and people would like 10 years ago was when Family Guy was getting massive, and people were making some pretty like controversial jokes like all the time because that was like the comedy trend. And James Gunn has apologized for all of the jokes he made like years ago when he started working on Guardians of the Galaxy, saying, hey, like when I was a comedy writer back then, we made provocative jokes, and like I feel really bad about those jokes. I now want to make fun films for people. And he was making fun films for people until
he was.
Until what's his name? There's so many names to remember.
Sorry.
Until Mike Kernovich, who is, a kind of right-wing personality, conspiracy theorist is basically the best way to describe him, who operates on Twitter and on Reddit, and became quite well known during the presidential elections in America because he was the proprietor of what's known as the Pizzagate conspiracy, if you guys know what that is.
I've heard of that, but I've not really.
I don't know it.
I didn't look into it.
Familiar.
Yeah, so this
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate, yeah. So this guy's signature style of his like campaigning to take down people he doesn't like is he basically just starts to accuse them of being parts of like pedophile rings, which is
absurd.
Like absurd and like not a good thing to fucking randomly accuse people of. And it's very much not a good thing to accuse people of because the culmination of Pizzagate, which was a conspiracy theory he put forward that Hillary Clinton and her former campaign chair ran a child sex ring in the basement of a pizzeria in Washington, which is like a weird story in its first place.
It's pretty fucking out there.
It's pretty out there, but that story culminated when a follower of his took an assault rifle, went to that pizzeria, and opened fire on it. So yeah,
Nice.
Pretty like serious real world consequences for
this was back in 2016.
Yes. So, or it might be in early 2017.
Around about that time of the September 2016, around about the election.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Around it then. So yeah, like off the fucking gun, like Disney shit. I shouldn't say gun after I just talked about a man opening fire on a pizza. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Yeah. Off the fucking James Gunn, Disney should have looked at this guy, what he was like accusing James Gunn of, and like fucking realized maybe this dude isn't the best source of information.
It's like, this dude made this accusation a lot more recently than James Gunn made these jokes.
And James Gunn's jokes didn't result in somebody fucking getting a machine gun.
That's the problem with Twitter right now, because like it's Reddit that came from, but I feel like Twitter is what makes the companies actually fire people, because when people on Twitter, they don't know the full story and they're just like they just start boicotting without any actual evidence. They just want to join in on it. They're like,
that's actually something. That's actually something I wanted to bring up about the Jessica Price stuff, because if you go and read the forums over Twitter threads, or like the news stories, the comment sections after the story broke, the people who were criticizing her weren't quoting her. They weren't actually saying that she called this guy an asshat. They were saying she insulted a customer. That was the phrase that you kept seeing pop up.
Yeah.
And so you can tell that like somebody tweeted this like abbreviated version of it without the quote. People then take, she insulted a customer, which sounds a lot worse. You know, like and saying you insulted a customer sounds like a fucking bad thing that everyone with a job knows you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So, like, yeah, being able to just go on Twitter and you read somebody being pretty angry about this thing, you might also get angry about it, retweet it, and you don't, like, fact check it. So then it kind of gets spiraled out of hand. And, you know, this guy with James Gunn was there saying, oh, James Gunn said this very horrible thing 10 years ago. That definitely means he's a paedophile, when James Gunn was very clearly, like, a comedy writer making jokes.
Of course, yeah.
And then, yeah, it gets retweeted, branded around, and Disney shit themselves, basically. And, like, I think it sets a pretty, like, fucking horrible and kind of worrying, you know, precedent, there's that word, for, like, anyone, like, our
wanting
age.
to work. Like,
yeah,
in
like,
that, yeah, no.
Yeah, like, our position, because, you know, we all want to go and
Yeah.
make films and music videos and, you know, grow Munch Media. Like, if somebody 5 years from now goes back and reads something we read or listens to something we said and then decides, oh, I don't like that, and they start a campaign to get us fired, like, it seems...
Ralph, I've been seeing all these tweets boycotting you. I'm going to have to drop you.
Oh no, they said I liked No Man's Sky 10 years ago.
You like No Man's Sky on release? Get him out of here.
I did like... Oh no.
You like No Man's Sky, but Sean Murray turned out to be a pedophile. That
Speaking
must
of
mean
No
you're
Man's
a
Sky.
pedophile.
The update's out!
Hey, we have liftoff.
Yay, we have liftoff.
Yay! I finished
Sorry,
downloading it as well.
I
I've been
already used the
downloading it whilst we've been talking. And you just gave
that
me the
explains
perfect
why your
moment.
voice has been wobbly sometimes.
Oh, yeah, no, it won't be wobbly in the recording, just for you guys.
No, just in
for
my
you guys.
ears.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, the final part of the story, I'm afraid there's more.
Okay.
Don't worry, this one's going to be over quickly. No, so I was going to try and read the entire story really quickly, but I just realized I'd run out of breath because I'm a bad smoker. No,
Bad smoker.
bad smoker.
Dropped
So no,
from the company, boycotted.
boycott
God
it.
damn it.
You probably, actually, in fairness, everybody should probably boycott cigarettes.
I think the world is trying very
the world
hard.
is very much trying, except for me,
Yeah.
because I'm a bad boy.
What a line. Because I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, and then in 10 years'
Yeah.
time, yeah. Joe, one of your employees said he was a bad boy. I don't like this. Can you fire him?
Yeah.
But no, the final part of the story, which kind of happened in between all this, is the Argataku in Action, which is a subreddit, which was basically focused around Gamergate.
Oh,
that-
no.
Yeah, that good old fun thing. And the guy who created it, whose name on Reddit was David Me, locked and basically did what he could to just shut down the subreddit. And he put this pretty lengthy post up, basically explaining that, like, he created this, he's undoing it, he hates what it's become, he doesn't like what it's kind of spawned, because of the Argataku Kotaku in Action subreddit went on to form subreddits like the Donald, which was, you know, where, like, all the Donald Trump kind of memes and everything came out during the election. And then various other groups who are associated with, like, hate groups and things like that.
I see.
So yeah, this dude went in, said, I don't fucking like what this has become. I'm going to shut it down. And Reddit then, after this, stepped in, because their kind of company policy is that if a community is, like, thriving enough, they will do what they can to keep it alive, basically. And so yeah, after he shut it down, Reddit, like, stepped in and basically reopened up the whole thing, put it back into its full working order, and yeah, like, let these people continue on with it, which I think is a pretty fucking shitty thing to do when this Reddit group and the ones who got Jessica Price fired and the ones who got James Gunn fired, you know, like, they've already been bolstered enough, and to then be told by the website which houses them, hey, you can keep doing what you do, we're not gonna stop you.
I think I understand why they had to do it, though. If it's part of their policy, they can't be discriminate.
they can't be discriminate, but it's like it's in the small print. Like they only do it in like extreme cases. And
so they could have just left it as it was, completely shut down.
Yeah, and like this happened right after people got fired, and like the people from our Gitaku, Gitaku in Action, are, you know, you see a lot of the same groups kind of merging on these these campaigns.
Yeah,
it's like the moderators on Reddit could very clearly look at this and see, these are the same groups doing this. Like, these are groups who are campaigning to get people fired from their jobs just because they like don't agree with them or don't like them.
Of course, yeah.
You know, like Architaku in Action has a history of like doing pretty fucking abhorrent things, like sending rape threats to female game developers and things like that. And it just seems like a fucking bad place and a bad time.
Place.
How can you preserve that? You must not have any idea on what they've done. Like, Jesus Christ, how could you possibly preserve? It's pretty much next to promotion.
I mean, yeah, no, that's promotion's probably a good way of putting it, actually, because it is basically saying to various other groups like that you won't face like reprimands for what you're doing. Like,
it's completely out of the, I don't know, subreddit's owner, creator, to actually shut it down, because it's got to the point where it's that popular, despite, you know, the actual content. And
and like it wasn't even like a massively like it had 96,000 members when it was shut down, which, like, 96,000 people is a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of, you know, Reddit, that's not
nothing.
Yeah, but it's not the biggest. I mean, there's probably like a bigger subreddit for, you know, like fucking, I don't know, Thanos's chin,
like cute anime girls or something. Like,
there'll be much bigger ones of that.
But Jesus, that's billions.
Cat
billions.
subreddits. That's where
I'm a member of 7 of those.
Cats or cute anime girls.
Yeah.
Cats are cute anime.
Phew, wipes forehead.
But yeah.
Hey, I don't judge.
No,
I'm a member of several.
It's quite the
I'm
place.
sure there's many a Tumblr that's just called Cats Are Cute Anime Girl.
Probably.
What if it's like cat or cute anime girl ? And then there's like 2 pictures.
I mean,
next to
why
each
not?
other.
Why not both? Yeah, no, like
Cute
yeah,
cat
because
anime
you've got
girls.
Nekos, or I think they're called Nikos. Whatever
Oh, God.
it is.
I'm out of my depth here.
I used to watch loads of anime, and like, you know, when you're in the community, you hear about all these Nikos, and I played a lot of CS:GO, and there's a lot of anime pictures on that game.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I got really confused there for a second. I was like, isn't that a game about terrorists?
Well, I don't know. There are terrorists in that game, but about terrorists is a...
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd go that far.
One thing we all know from terrorists in video games is that they love branding themselves with cute anime girls.
Yep.
It's very
That's what I
effective.
Yeah, I think that's the new ISIS flag.
Yeah.
It's just like some hentai babe, like lying on like the ground or something.
Oh no!
Paint me like one of your hentai babes. That's gonna be the new one. That's the 2018 version.
I want that on a shirt.
So, should we say welcome back?
No, it's cool. Okay, hentai babes. So anyway,
ISIS, terrorism, flags, merchandise, firings.
Definitely not picking up from a recording fuck up. So anyway, No Man's Sky. So anyway, do you
Panning from the left to right, right to left, even
panning from the right, which people won't get because we didn't record that bit at the start when
Man's
we were
Sky.
talking about it. Subreddits can go fuck themselves. No. So yeah, I think that whole thing's a bit balls, a bit wank, and is all very
of the wank variety.
Of the wank variety, it's all a bit fucking alt-right bullshit. So, do you guys have any thoughts or feelings on the whole Reddit can get you fired thing?
I really hope it dies down, because if this thing continues, then there probably will be more heads that'll roll, maybe even bigger ones.
Yeah,
you're fired.
And don't do it to me, please.
No.
Yeah, actually,
Damn it,
please don't do 20 of us. We're just starting out.
I don't want to.
Fuck you! We don't have jobs yet. So.
I don't want Reddit to get me fired. Thanks.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my motto.
It really sucks. And don't get people fired for shit they said, like, fucking on Twitter when they weren't on work time. That's no good. That's bullshit.
When they were 10. Well, it depends. Wow. Take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
it depends what they've said.
If you were tweeting from the company account, or like you're at
or
work,
something incredibly offensive.
Oh yeah, no. If somebody like say Aaron says his normal catchphrase, which is "I definitely support ISIS," then yeah, sure, go ahead and get him fired.
God almighty.
Or if
I
Joe,
should have that on a t-shirt.
You've just put that on recording, Ralph. Yeah.
no, that's okay. or if Joe posts one of his nefarious videos of him masturbating over hentai girls, then yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those, man.
There's actually a really good Shadowplay video of me and my friend Clicky playing this game called Portal Knights, and it must have been like 3 a.m. And you guys have been there when you're playing a video game, and there's a gesture with one of your characters, and it looks like they're doing the business, and it's funny because you're like, ha, it looks like my character's doing the thing.
The what thing? Like the strokey thing?
The strokey thing. So I pretended to beat the meat in the game, and it's funny, and it's out there for everyone. So it's not a public video. Thank God. Actually, that happened in League of Legends the other day. I was spamming an emote, and I was like, and I got everyone to look at me because it looked funny, and we all laughed.
Who was it as? Who were you playing as?
It was Jax. And
I know.
If you turn him around like the other way, and I was using Control and 4 and just spam it, looks really funny.
Did it look like his like fucking lantern?
It looks like he was stroking his lantern.
Okay. Well, let's leave the video.
Let's move away from the lantern stroking.
Yeah. I mean, I might go Control 4 after this, if you know what I mean. No.
Then we should put that on a t-shirt.
Control 4.
BRB gotta go Control 4 for a bit. Control 4 break. Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole Reddit thing that spiraled out of control a little bit. How about you, Aaron? What are your thoughts on it?
It's tacky. It's disgusting. If you excuse me, I'm going to go and Control 4 in my bathroom.
You're a bathroom guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that says a lot about you, you know.
It's clean.
Bathroom guy.
It's clean and proficient.
Yeah. Anyway,
right down the plug hole.
Yeah.
Moving on.
One
Aaron,
flush and no one knows.
Aaron, you had a little controversy we're going to go over.
Not with me. Not
I
involved
was
with
about
me.
to say, after his masturbation jokes, we shouldn't say that.
Okay, you had someone else's controversy that you were going to go over.
Yes. I'm a certain creator of a beloved show called Rick and Morty. There's a bunch of stuff that's been unearthed of his past recently. A certain video where he pretends to have forceful sex with an infant. But don't worry, it's not real. It's just a plastic baby doll. It'd be considerably worse if it was actually a real girl, I'd imagine.
Man, this is a fucking tone shift out of those masturbation jokes.
Yeah, we probably should have shifted into such a serious
and
fucking
that's all
topic.
for today, everyone. I'm off to play No Man's Sky, the new update that I finished downloading, and I'm very excited to play.
No Control F4.
No. Are we actually going to talk about the story after we just spoke about masturbation?
We probably shouldn't just leave it on that little fucking horrible tidbit.
Okay, here we go. We're going in the deep end, right? Yeah. So he was with the infant baby doll child. Yeah, continue.
Yes. So there was a video came out in 2009, resurfaced recently, of him performing sexual act
do you know the
repeatedly on
context?
this baby doll.
It
was like a comedy skit. It was like a really fucked up joke, basically, and I think it was actually on. It was on something. I think it might have been Adult Swim. I honestly couldn't tell you.
That makes sense.
That's resurfaced, and he hasn't been fired yet or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm guessing it wasn't actually put on Adult Swim because there's a quote here. The offensive content of Dan's 2009 video that recently surfaced demonstrates poor judgment and does not reflect the type of content we seek out. Dan recognised his mistake at this time and has apologised, so they're probably not going to fire him. He understands there is no place for this type of content here at Adult Swim. So I'm guessing this was something he'd done on his own, perhaps, maybe in like his fucking basement or garage.
He's definitely. Like, that's fucking horrible. Like, that's not funny. Like, that's a fucking horrible thing. And, like, it sort of doesn't surprise me, because sometimes his humour can be a bit,
I've heard a lot about
full-on.
Harmon and his humour, his ways, shall we say.
Yeah, his humours can be a bit full-on. But I think that's kind of... Like, it's a bit more of an extreme version than the James Gunn thing, because, like, Dan Harmon on his podcast has quite... he's been doing that for 6 years or something, and just listening from his views and then the way he talks, you can tell that he has become a more red person and a bit rounder and a bit more empathetic, and has you can tell he's kind of over the last few years tried to move away from being so vulgar and has actually tried to think more about other human beings and nicer things. But
can I chip in here?
Go on.
You won't believe this, but you know that subreddit you were going on about,
Kotaku in
called
Action.
The Donald.
Oh, the Donald, yeah.
That they started. Apparently, that's where it was originally resurfaced. They started sharing it about there.
That fucking makes sense.
Shared by this far right Reddit, subreddit, The Donald.
Oh look, they pop up again. Those fucking... Forgive my language, everyone. Those fucking cunts.
Wow.
They manage.
I hate the Donald. Both the human being and the subreddit. But not the cartoon.
The Ronald Donald.
The Ronald Donald.
Wait, what is the cartoon?
Donald Duck.
Oh, yeah.
The Donald.
There could be a lot of Donalds.
Wait a minute. Donald Duck, 1930s Disney. He's that racist fuck. Get him off the air. Get him off the air now.
Imagine getting them confused though. Oh no, I've showed my 2-year-old daughter this fucking anti-Semitic subreddit. Oh no, let me just switch over to fucking Boomerang.
You missed a really great joke there, which was, oh no, I've shown my daughter this anti-Semitic subreddit. Time to turn off the Disney Channel. Haha, boom fish.
God damn it, Ralph.
Wait. Hold up.
Have you got another joke? Oh, did
I
you
hear a
mic
wild
break?
Toby at my window. I will be right back. I must say.
We've got a cat alert. Wait, Joe, are you sure it's your cat or is it an anime girl?
Off to control F4, I imagine.
I saved him. What's been going on whilst I've been gone?
You tell us. No, there's another cat joke.
You can hear it in the recording, Joe.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, well...
I think we're not going to get better than that. We should probably wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yeah, well...
Joe's been wrapping it up if you don't...
Thanks for listening, everyone. I missed the punchline, but I will hear it.
You are the punchline.
I am the punchline. Always. Always a pleasure to be the punchline material. I hope it's not to do with masturbating and cats. 'Cause...
No.
Okay, I'm glad. It could be worse, everyone. I'll be okay. My mental state will survive this one. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Been Munch Media.
Yeah, we've been Munch Media. I've been Joe.
Aaron.
I've been Ralph.